This small archway is the result of a test. In this test, the use of the new dungeon templates with the imprinting technique on styrodur is explored. Templates are designed in a simple way. A small number of larger bricks form the walls. The aim is to design templates that can be used to build a dungeon easily and in a relatively short time. Let's go! The templates are first glued to a piece of styrodur with diluted wood glue. Then the wall segment is carefully cut out with a knife. Arches are easier to cut with a sawing technique, so short up and down movements. Once the glue has dried, the shape of the template gets easily redrawn with a pencil, transferring it to the foam. In this way, complicated shapes, such as archways or windows, can be achieved as if it was a magic trick. Now mark the part of the wall that does not need to be worked on or textured. And then we continue to follow the line. If you want to imprint more precisely, you can use a ruler to assist you. Templates presented here are prototypes. The final product is part of our book Miniature Terrain Making Volume 1, which we successfully funded on Kickstarter in early 2021. If you missed the Kickstarter, you can still join via late pledge at Kickstarter terms until production starts. Since this wall piece is only a test model for the dungeon templates, it is placed on a base and can be used as a scatter terrain. The base is made of 3mm MDF and a thin layer of styrodur. Edges first treated with a rasp and then flattened with sandpaper. Now remove the inner part carefully and fix the archway with glue to the hardened base sandwich. The next step is the floor tiles. These are cast from Stevalen. I made the originals from broken pieces of plaster and clay. You can find impressions of this technique on Facebook or Instagram. Feel free to take a look. The tiles and the passages measure 1 inch square, so the templates and tiles are based on a classic dungeon layout system. A few individual floor tiles break up the structure and makes the terrain look more realistic. Now the template is peeled off the foam again. Water and a rinsing sponge work great. Simple and quick. What remains is a traced wall structure. Now you can deepen the gaps between the stones and selectively refine the dungeon walls with a pencil. Using a ball of aluminum foil, you can easily create an interesting stone texture this way. Just roll over and press it in. Use larger balls for the surfaces and smaller ones for harder to reach areas. To break up the terrain a little bit, individual stones are cut, textured and glued on. For final results, you can also sand the edges and protruding fibers that stick out. And on it goes with the painting. The stonework is primed with a mixture of acrylic paint, putty powder and water, and sealed and textured at the same time. The color used is called slate gray. The tiles are primed with a thinner mixture in the same tone. Here we use very little putty powder, because we don't want to cover up any details. A thick paste of sand, putty powder, glue and dark brown acrylic paint is applied to model soil. The color is raw umber. Next, the whole model is shaded with a matte black wash. The brickwork that has been darkened with the wash is dry brushed with slate gray. The ground is dry brushed with raw umber. Now the entire base is again treated with a wash, this time with the color raw umber. The brickwork is dry brushed with beige to bring out some final highlights. And then a few more washes here and there to add detail. A little 1/3 ultra matte acrylic medium is mixed with the colors in all steps. Brickwork and soil look more natural when the paint layer is not shiny. And with glue and some green paint, the terrain gets a few mossy spots of fine turf. So far so good. Do you like this design of the dungeon? What modules, features do you think a solid dungeon needs? We are looking forward to your comments. See you next time and keep on making terrain.